Hi, a very good afternoon to all of you. So in today's session, we'll discuss about the Masters in Economic course offered at CDS or Center for Development Studies, right? So Center for Development Studies offer you course in Master Economics, which is known as MA in Applied Economics. Okay? So that's the overall name of the course that CDS offers you. Okay. Now let's get into the details exactly what is the scenario this year in terms of admission at CDS, right? So this is basically the two options. When you just Google search CDS MA Economics, you will find these two options. One being the course details itself, which is MA in Applied Economics, and the other one being the admission page for 24-25. Take care. As you can see, this is the homepage of the CDS website, right? Now let's go straight away, go into the details in terms of what exactly the course is all about, right? So till last year, CDS used to conduct its own entrance exam. Take care. So there was no admission via CUET or any other separate entrance exam. CDS used to have their own entrance exam, right? And that's why if you look at over here, you will find syllabus, information booklet, past years, and so on, right? This is because these information are from the previous years, not for this particular session of admission, right? So when you look at the details in particular, why CDS is famous and what exactly the course of Masters in Applied Economics is being offered at CDS, right? So overall, if you look at the program, the MA program at CDS started in the year 2012. Okay. And some of the important highlights of the course that is being offered at CDS is that one of the major attractive or the attraction point is that the degree is awarded by JNU New Delhi, which is the very well-renowned institute. Okay. So overall, if you look at the scene, many students, in fact, many students have JNU as one of the top institutes in their shortlisted list where they want to pursue Masters in Economics, right? And with this, even if you're studying at CDS, the degree is being offered, the degree is being awarded by JNU, correct? So that adds a huge value to the entire course, correct? And apart from that, of course, you usually have a mix of both theoretical approach, practical approach, and nowadays, of course, the analytical approach as well, which is being integrated in your course structure. This is as per the information with respect to your MA Applied Economics course. Okay. Now, there are a couple of other details that we'll go through into this in detail, right? Like I mentioned, for this year, the admissions are happening, the registrations are happening through the CUET score or through the CUET mode, right? So as you can see over here, candidates seeking admission to the master's program are required to apply for CUET PG, jo ho chuka hai, which you have already done that. The applicants have to opt for CDS. So any students who had CDS in mind from day one, they would have already opted, they would have already selected CDS as one of the options in their list, right? While filling up the preferences. Okay. So what they're trying to say over here is key CUET is a major point through which you can get admission at CDS. Okay. Now, in terms of other information, the candidates who meet the admission criteria set by CDS will be considered for the shortlisting. Okay. So in the criteria, you always have, of course, the CUET eligibility that you set for it. You had CDS as one of the options. And of course, most importantly is the eligibility criteria. Okay. So that we'll discuss in the coming few minutes. Okay. So now let's come to the very important part, which is pertaining to the dates. When we say date, when is the registration has started, when it's going to close and everything. Okay. So if you look at the admission page of CDS, you will find, of course, the CUET PG24 paper code CUQP10 is something that you need to, or you were supposed to be she's supposed to have appeared for that, right? And you should have selected CDS as one of the options, right? So there is no straightforward clarity as to if you haven't opted, if you haven't selected CDS in your preference list, then if you can just sit for it you can apply for CDS or not, right? That there's no clear-cut clarity on that. But the notion or the practical approach is very simple, that you need to have CDS as one of the preferences, then only you can apply. Okay. So of course, if someone hasn't opted and if they wish to apply, then you will have to contact the admission department at CDS and they will be in a better position to help you with that, right? Okay. Now, coming to the date, so the registration started like approximately 10 days back, which was 6th of May, right? And the last date of registration is 31st of May. So you have approximately 10-12 days more at your disposal to complete your registration for CDS MA in Applied Economics. Cool. So that is one thing. Now, let's come to the prospectus, the MA prospectus that they have offered. Okay, so that we have already opened in the side window. Okay, cool. Okay, so in this prospectus, you will find all the details about what exactly CDS is and about the program that is being offered at CDS, correct? And apart from that, they have also highlighted the course structure, which according to me is very, very important before you go for any XYZ college or university. Okay, so all the subjects, the electives, the compulsory courses or the core courses, whatever you want to call it, all are mentioned over here. Okay, so you can easily go through the entire details, look into the what all exactly the electives are, what all exactly are the compulsory or the core courses are, and then you look into it. Okay, and if you look at the other half, the analytical half, they have also mentioned about the certificate courses in the three domains of financial econometrics, advanced economic theory, and of course, data analysis and programming using R software. So like I told in almost every session to all of you, that you will have to have an inclination towards tools like R or Python if you really want to succeed in terms of your corporate career for that matter. Okay. Now let's come to the eligibility part. Okay. Of course, there is one important point that is for the students from SAARC countries in terms of scholarship, and they can have a look at over here as well. Okay. Now let's come to the eligibility part for all the students, right? So if you look at the eligibility part, so they mention very categorically any discipline or any stream student can apply with minimum 50% marks. That's a very generous number of keeping it around 50%. Any stream, these two are very important. Okay. And then further they say that candidates from SC, ST and PWD are eligible to apply irrespective of percentage of marks secured in the qualifying degree. So in this, they haven't kept any minimum requirement as well, right? So these were the two important points: bachelor's degree in any stream, and second, the minimum percentage. Okay. Now, another important point, which is very, very important, and that actually filters out many students from the registration, is the candidate must successfully complete at least one mathematics or stats or quantitative paper. One out of the three, ठीक है, तीन ऑप्शन से कोई भी एक. Again, another very lenient approach which says कि either at the +2, मतलब आपने +2 में किया हो, या at undergraduation level as well, ठीक है, then also you are eligible. So they have tried to keep the quantitative weightage there. It is there. Quantitative weightage is there in terms of when they ask you math, stats, and quantitative papers. But they have already also kept it very lenient for the students by making it one out of the three, and also further giving you option to have it at the +2 level or the undergraduation level. Okay, so that's very student-friendly approach. At the same time, keeping it at a quantitative base as well. Okay. Now, of course, very simple that the finalist students can also apply for the registration. Okay, like you are in your 6th semester and so on. Right. Now, the another important point which comes into picture is the tuition fees. Okay, and we have also highlighted over here. This is one of the blogs from the latest CDS MA Applied course ticket, which we have shared on our page on our website. Correct. So as you can see, the date start 6/31 is the close, and for apply you can just simply click here. Right. We have also highlighted the admission process over here, which says you need to appear for CUET paper, okay, and then you shortlisted students will be called for interview, and the selection will be on the basis of CUET score and interview. Okay, so we have already talked about the eligibility part. Now let's talk about the admission process part. Okay, so like you already know कि CUT का score consider होगा, ठीक है. Now based on the CUT score and of course you meeting the eligibility criteria, students will be called for interview round, ठीक है. Now the final score or the final selection will be based on the CUT plus interview. There will be a weightage to both. That is not given categorically कि किसको कितना weightage मिलेगा. But based on the weightage of both CUET score of yours and the interview round, the final selection will be done. So you have another layer or another filtering point, which is the interview round. Okay, for admissions at CDS MA Applied Economics. Okay. Now let's come to the course fee wala part. So as they have mentioned, the course fee is around 12,000. Okay, and 3,000 for students belonging to SC, ST, PWD category per semester. So 12,000 per semester is the fees. And there's also some one-time JNU registration enrollment fee of 10,000 approximately, and miscellaneous charges of 500 rupees. Okay. Another good point or important point is the scholarship part that they are offering at CDS. Okay, so students with annual family income of less than 2 lakhs and whose grade point average is A or more in all the semester would be offered. They will be offered three important points, three important facilities. Pehla, semester fee waiver. Okay, that is very important. Then free hostel accommodation, very good initiative. And third, most importantly, is the free basic cafeteria meal. So when they offer scholarship, they have tried to incorporate all the possible points in terms of education, in terms of accommodation, in terms of food facility. Okay, so it's just not a random scholarship. They are considering all the parameters. That's why they have told you that the annual family income needs to be below 2 lakh, and then comes in, if you really want it, then you need to have good grades throughout all the semesters, okay, which is A and more should be your grade. So they are offering you a very good scholarship over here. Okay, then further you can of course look into the other important information. Okay, there is cash prize as well for different what they call it as their combo prize, John Robinson prize. So another prestigious cash prizes are also involved, which they might also offer. Okay. Now, lastly, the campus facility. Okay. Now you already know that CDS is in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, right? So many students who are coming from outside Kerala, they would require hostel facility, and for that they have the hostel facility for both men and women at the campus itself, and it's easy. Most likely, it will be easily available in terms of hostel facility. Not much of issue should be there, but of course you can have a look at it once. Okay, so yeah, that was it. We have already discussed all this. Okay, important date, of course. So last point is that once you register before 31st of May, then the round two, like I told you, CUT scorecard, and then you have the interview round as well. The interview round will be in the second week of June. Okay, so the interview round will be in the second week of June. And the scores would be based upon the weightage will be combined from both the aspect of CUT score and the interview. And then the final selection will be done. Okay. So here's all the details of CDS MA in Applied Economics. If you have any queries, you can contact CDS at these numbers during the hours, office hours, and you can also mail them as well. Okay. So these were the details. We thought of sharing it with you. Okay, I know a couple of students would be thinking whether they should apply or not. Overall, it's a good institution. It's a renowned institution, especially in the south. Okay, like you can say, it's Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, right? And most importantly, the degrees are being offered by JNU. Okay, so there is no much information required when the name JNU comes into picture. Okay, it's a well-renowned, well-reputed, one of the oldest universities of the country. And when you complete your Masters in Economics, even from CDS, you get the degree from JNU again. Okay, so that is it about this particular session. And if you have any queries related to CDS or any other entrance, just feel free to connect with us on our official number. And we will try to share the link of this blog on our official Telegram group as well. And I also try to pin it in the comment section. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet in another session. Thank you.